Warning, the following program is designed for casual wrestling fans and is meant purely for entertainment. If you're SAWFT,
What is up, everybody? It is WeTooDeep back with DJWAVYD. We're here with another episode of the Slap and Meat Wrestling Podcast. As always, don't forget to go and check out our affiliate links, whether it's for the WWE shop, go get some merchandise. It's getting around the Christmas time, Black Friday, Cyber Mondays getting ready to come around. So WWE will have them deals. Nothing better than to go and use our link to help support the podcast, as well as Expedia. If you're planning on traveling for the holidays, go through Expedia, our link in that description as well, and we get a small percentage of your whole package there. Also, don't forget to join the Discord, as that's where all the fun conversations go. That's where we get the vote for Thirsty Tuesday, which, we've been having some ties here recently, so we need some more members come from voting. Luckily, Dead Chef came to the rescue, so I didn't have to use my coin flips last week. But with all that being said, let's jump into Let's Get Cooking. We're going to use Wavy D's idea he gave us last week to write down all 30 women from the Women's Royal Rumble that we think are going to be in there. Do you want to start, or do you want me to go first?
Let's see. I was thinking we can go down the roster and we can say yes or no.
Okay. That's cool. We can do it that way.
I got them pulled up right here. So it goes in alphabetical order. There's like less than 55 names. It looks like. All right. So first and not least, but however that saying goes. No, last but not least is how it goes. Okay. Anyways, Adriana Rizzo from NXT.
No.
Yeah, no, she didn't make my list either. Alba Fire.
No.
Oh, she made my list for the Women's Royal Rumble. Remember, you need bodies in there. Not, you know what I'm saying? It can't be superstar studded. You need some women who
it's
can
not.
get thrown
Mine's
out.
not, but Alba Fire's not in it.
Alexa Bliss.
She's one of my surprise returns, yes.
Yeah, she's one of my surprise people too. Ariana Grace.
I don't have her on my list, but it would be a really, really fun pick, sort of like that Chelsea Green type. I don't think she's going to be in. Maybe not this year, maybe next year. They just don't really
have her. Asuka's gonna be hurt still, so I don't have her on mine.
Yeah, no Asuka for me.
No Ava, I assume.
No.
BFAB.
I questioned it, but no, she doesn't make the list.
She made my list.
Okay.
Again, so you need people that you can throw out in a second or two. You know what I'm saying? I think BFAB, she's on my borderline, but she made the list because I have other people who I don't think will be in the match because they got other stuff to do. Bailey.
Yes.
Yeah, I got Bailey in the match. Bianca Belair.
Yes.
No, I don't have her in the match this year.
I do.
I have Bianca Belair being in her own match at Royal Rumble, possibly fighting for the title, some might say, or she might be in a tag team championship match at Royal Rumble.
So
go ahead. I don't want to spoil it, but I do have Jade in the match, but I don't have Bianca in the match.
So I'm the other way around. So my prediction is Jade's going to win the women's U.S. title tournament, and then because of that, she does the baby face thing and does all the open challenges. So her and Bianca sort of eventually down the line somehow lose the tag champions before Royal Rumble. So I do have Bianca sort of separated from Jade. At this point in the Rumble, or because also I do think Bianca Belair could run the Rumble and still fight some other way. We've seen that before.
I currently have. I think I have Bianca slated in for a women's championship match against Tiffany Stratton at Royal Rumble. In some form or fashion, maybe Tiffany's still not. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? But I think it's gonna be Tiffany by then.
Because I don't think Tiffany's gonna cash in. If it's so, my theory is if she doesn't cash in at Survivor Series, which I don't see a way possible she can if she's going to be in War Games. I don't know because I don't see a way you could get a fall in between a War Game, and I don't see how people think this is possible. So I think the cash in is going to happen at Saturday Night Main Event, and the next event after that is Royal Rumble, where I think her and Nia do the rematch.
Maybe one way, I don't want to get sidetracked too much, but maybe the faces go over at War Games, and then Tiffany, frustrated with the loss, maybe Tiffany takes the pin or something, and Nia's blaming her for the pin, and then Tiffany says, fuck it, I had enough, and then she pins Nia after the War Games match.
Yeah, but that would mean somehow you would have to get the briefcase in the cage. I think there's too much logistically that.
Oh yeah, because I doubt. I assume the Bloodline main events the show.
Yeah, I'm pretty certain the women start the show.
I mean, I don't think it's too hard to get maybe her to get her briefcase in the chamber.
I don't know. I just think logistically it doesn't. I think this whole thing is she's going to tease between Liv and Nia again. We can go over that next week when we do.
Got Saturday night's main event.
Yeah.
Next is Blair Davenport.
I do have her in the match.
I believe I did have her. I had her on the cusp.
Mm-hmm.
Brindley Reese. No. Candice LeRae. Yeah.
Do I have her? I don't have. I made a mistake. She's going to be in here. I don't know who I'm taking out yet, but Candice LeRae will be in the match.
Carly Bright.
No.
Carmella,
no.
I think I had her in the fringe for maybe a surprise appearance.
Yeah, hot take. I don't think Carmella ever comes back. I think she's completely fine, and just being a mom, letting Corey do his thing.
Kathy Kelly, no. Charlotte Flair,
yes.
I know you say she returns in the Royal Rumble. I don't know. I did write Charlotte on my list. She made my list, but I'm not like on the cusp like with other girls. I think she leans more to being in the match.
So
but I wouldn't be surprised if she's not in the match.
So I don't necessarily. So I think it'll be her first match back. But I think what happens is Tiffany Stratton cashes in at Saturday Night Main Event. As soon as that happens, Charlotte comes out and sort of like stares her down. And then the 2 to 3, it was about a month, about the month build to Rumble is essentially Charlotte. Nick Aldis is going to say, well, you can't just come back. I know you used to be able to come back and jump into the title match, but you got to earn it. And so it's her earning her spot in, and her earning it is winning Rumble. That's how I have it happen.
Oh, so you have a return before Rumble.
So not necessarily a return, but I think it's more of people are going to start complaining that Charlotte's getting pushed back, like having like actual wrestlers on the show be like, just because you're back doesn't mean you can be immediately jump the line. You have to earn it.
I know, but having that segment would mean you kind of put Charlotte on TV before the Rumble.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes.
I would more have her be, she surprises Cold Turkey. Her music is hits, Cold Turkey. I think she has a star power to really get, to amp that crowd up if her music just hits. You know what I'm saying? But I can see her coming back after the Rumble too. Maybe, her being, egotistical like she is and thinking that she deserves everything. Maybe she challenges the winner for the right at WrestleMania. I don't know. It's always look
We'll
at.
see.
Chelsea Green. Yeah, I have her
Yes.
in the match.
Yes.
Cora Jade.
I do not have Cora Jade.
She was on the cusp. Like she was borderline, but I think I lean towards no, because I feel like there's other women who are on the main roster who'll be easier to just put in there besides her.
Mm-hmm.
And also, I feel like if you put in Cora Jade, there's other names in NXT you kind of have to put in the match too.
Yeah.
And then by that point, you kind of get too many NXT call-ups or NXT showings in the match. Because one thing if you include NXT women and we can have the challenge for any three of the titles,
right?
Which I guess you could technically. You can challenge for any three of the titles.
We've seen it where Charlotte challenged Rhea back a few years ago, but I don't see that happening.
I feel like it would be fair at that point if you do like 10 from each brand at that point. I feel like that'd be the fair way.
The problem with doing it that way is the NXT women. I mean, you're going through some of these names, and I'm sure a lot of people listening are like, "Who the fuck is Carly Bright?"
Yeah.
So it's going to be hard to find 10 who are ready for that moment. I feel like it's, Cora Jade. I think it's ready for it, but she just got back from injury, so I think she needs to build herself again in NXT. And then down the line, I think at the draft, maybe she gets called up. But
Dakota Kai.
Yes.
And here's my hot take. I think she might be one of the winners. I think she's in line for a Royal Rumble win. She's my top 3 in voting and predictions.
I like that. I like that hot take. I don't know if I agree with it, but
I have my people in the running right now are spoiler Iyo Sky. I think she's in the running to win Royal Rumble this year. I think Dakota Kai is in the running this year. And the third name, I'll save that for later. Danny Palmer.
No, I don't even know if she's back yet. She's been hurt forever.
I don't know who that is. Electra Lopez.
No.
I have her in the match. I have her as another body for when Jade faces off with Nia or something.
Yeah, but see, there's enough bodies in here where we don't have to start getting valets involved. We have enough women here. I put 21 what I would call roster. The way I made my list was under the assumption Charlotte was winning. So let me find people who Charlotte can eliminate, essentially.
I had my paper, but I left it at my work desk. Fallon Henley was a name I put on the side, just because she is the champion over there. She's the North American champion.
Yeah.
So her name's on the side, but at
not
that
yet.
point,
yeah, not yet. I don't have her on my list.
I thought you meant not yet. She's not the champion yet. I was like, wait, did she win the title?
She's still champion, unfortunately.
And then at that point, I was thinking, okay, well, if you get Fallon in there, then her teammates could get involved without being in the match,
right?
Gigi Dolan.
Gigi, she was one of the NXT people I was considering to call up, but it was getting to the point to where I was like, I have way too many NXT people. I have 5 on my list, by the way. Just a spoiler. So I don't think we get more than 5.
Julia.
No.
She was a name I flirted with, but I feel like if I include Julia, I'd include everyone else. So I stay away from Julia.
I feel like her and Stephanie Vaquer are going to run that NXT division for the next year or two.
Yeah, they're already going to be involved in the title picture.
Yeah.
Isla Dawn.
I do have Isla Dawn.
Yeah, I had both Alba and Isla. I figured, you got like that kind of that tag team stuff going on where they want to show his back or throw, Ivy Nile I have in the match.
Yes.
Iyo Sky, one of my potential winners.
She is in the match. I don't think she wins, but she's in the match.
Izzy Dame.
No.
Also. No Jackie Redmond. JC Jane.
No.
Ivor interfering with not being in the match. Jade Cargill, I have in the match.
I do not have Jade.
So that's where we flip. You have Bianca, I got Jade, but
Right.
we don't think they're both gonna be in there.
No.
Jada Parker, I have in the match.
I do not. I think she's going to be involved in the women's title. I also think she's not ready yet. As far as the other call-ups that I have, I took a more logical approach. Jada could be up there. Probably would be a big name, big surprise. To me, Triple H seems like the type of guy that if he's going to bring someone up for NXT, he wants to use them long term. And so I don't think Jada Parker is going to be a long-term main roster at the moment. So maybe next year.
I have Jada Parker coming in, almost doing like that role that Roxanne Perez did, past 2 years ago or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
When she came in with some high energy, and she was showing her stuff or whatever. Eventually got eliminated, but I think the Royal Rumble is a good place to kind of showcase Jada Parker a little bit without putting her in a full match. I feel like you kind of, but also again, she's not high energy enough to where I feel like her moveset alone can carry her in a Royal Rumble to get spotlighted. So maybe I might fall back on her a little bit because I have another NXT person up here who I think is going to be in the match, who kind of fills that void. Next is Jakara Jackson.
Yes.
Oh yeah, you have her in it? I
do.
Okay. Well, what do you think her role is going to be?
So I'm calling this an NXT call up because I don't know for certain when she's officially going to be called up, but the assumption is her and Lash Legend are SmackDown bound as soon as they have something for them to do. I'm assuming heading into the new year when we finish War Games and all that, and Bianca and Jade are clear. Eventually, I think that's who wins the tag team championship. Will be them two. So I do have Jakara in the match.
Jasmine Nix.
No.
Not officially signed on the roster, but SmackDown Hotel has her here. Jordan Grace.
She's going to be in it, yes.
Yeah, I got Jordan Grace in it too. Kairi Sane. Yeah, I got her.
Yeah.
Main roster per, Carmen Petrovich.
No, she's not ready. She's nowhere near call-up status yet.
Katana Chance and Kaden Carter. I have them both. I have them both in it.
Yes.
All right. Here is the person who I think does the Roxanne Perez, high energy NXT spot with praise from commentary. This is where I have Kalani Jordan.
I don't have her in the match, but it would not surprise me if she is.
Especially if you put like Booker T out commentary. Say let him be guest commentary so he can speak on the NXT girls,
right,
or NXT men that might be the men's one. Kelly Kinnack, I don't know who that is. Kendall Gray, no. Kiana James, she's still hurt. I don't think she's healthy in time. Assuming
she's healthy, I do have Kiana James in the match. I don't know her health status, but I'm assuming she's healthy because she's good. A lot of times when these people are getting ready to become back into wrestling, they start getting active on social media again. And she did. She started posting on IG again. So, assuming she's healthy, I have her in the match.
Lainey Reed.
No.
Lash Legend.
I have her in the match. Yes.
I had her on the outside looking in. I don't think her and Jakara get in. I think they're both outside looking in. Layla Diggs.
No. She hasn't even debuted on NXT yet. So.
Liv Morgan. No, I think she still has the title on her at that point.
Yeah, I think her and Rhea get their final match at Rumble.
Lola Vice.
No.
I had her as one of the women in the match. I think she gets in the match. Lyra Valkyria.
Yes.
Yeah. Maxine Dupree.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Michin. Yes.
Yes.
Naomi. Yeah.
Yes.
Unless she, yeah. I doubt she'll be in a title picture unless they have some type of U.S. Women's title match and she
Right.
finds herself in the championship. Oh, well, I mean, no, because the title will already be given out by then, unless she's fighting for the U.S. Women's title.
Right.
Natalia, yeah, it's probably her last hurrah.
I don't have her on here, but that's just me wishful thinking. She probably will be in the match.
Nia Jax, I think she's going to be involved in the title picture, maybe. I have her on the
So,
outside looking in.
so she's the one who I had her in, but then when you said Candice LeRae, I put Candice in instead of her. I think she fights Tiffany Stratton for her rematch. But if she loses, it would not surprise me if she's number 30 again.
I put Tiffany, Nia, and Bianca all on the outside looking in because I can see Bianca versus Tiffany title match at Royal Rumble. I can see Nia rematching for the title. Shoot, I can even see maybe we get Nia versus Bianca, and then Tiffany still has a contract by then and cashes in or something. Nikki Cross, no, I don't think she'll be in it.
No.
Nikita Lyon, no.
No.
Piper Niven, I say yes to Piper.
I did not put her in there, but she could be. There's definitely a possibility.
Raquel Rodriguez.
Yes.
I put her as a no. Just because I feel like just from storytelling standpoint, if Liv has the title, she's not gonna be in the match to fight Liv. And I think Liv's gonna convince her to watch her back and be focused on having her hold the title. Rhea, I said no. I think she'll be in a championship match.
Yeah, no, she won't be in.
Roxanne Perez, I think she'll still be champion. So I said no.
I don't. I have Roxanne in this match as her official, I'm done with NXT. Because deadline is December 7th, I believe. And so it also depends. Because I don't think she loses it at deadline because the whole point of deadline is to determine the number one contender. And so I'm assuming that match will be at Vengeance Day, which is typically the first weekend of February. So my assumption is February 1st is Royal Rumble. That's a Saturday. I'm assuming February 2nd will be Vengeance Day. So I think Roxanne comes in as NXT champion, and then she's going to lose the next day.
They're not doing the New Year's Revolution this year or something like that? The New Year's
New Year's Evil. That's right, New Year's Evil. That might be where Roxanne loses. I completely forgot about that. But that's typically like a normal episode of NXT. So, but either way, I think Roxanne loses her title at the early part of next year, and she's in the Rumble again.
I think Roxanne debut. So I don't think she's in the Rumble, but I think she debuts almost like a Raw after Rumble or a Raw after Mania kind of thing. I think she debuts straight to the roster, like Raw after Mania. I mean Raw after Rumble or SmackDown after Rumble. Which roster do you think she goes to? I think she goes to probably SmackDown.
It's going to be hard because it's going to be beginning of the new year, and I have a feeling we're going to do a draft to shake up the rosters. I think SmackDown is going to be where she'll be at. Just because it also depends on are we going to? Part of me wonders are we going to share rosters with the Netflix shit? So because I can't imagine Netflix will allow all the top or USA will allow all the top stars to go to Netflix.
Yeah.
So,
low-key, what WWE should do is have to legitimize the draft is have the freaking representatives from the networks.
The TV networks, yeah.
Have them legit make their draft picks. That way they can't get mad.
Right.
It's competition. Have to flip a coin for who goes first. Tell them it's 1-2, 1-2, 1-2, 1-2, whatever, and then they pick. Not snake draft, but yeah. I mean, you could do a snake draft, I guess, but it doesn't really matter. Sarah Schreiber, no.
Sure, no.
Scarlett, no.
No.
Shayna Baszler, yeah.
Baszler, yes.
Shotzi, No, she's still hurt, but
Yeah,
also I don't think she's really like huge enough to bring back at the Rumble. Like, I
I
probably
don't
wouldn't
think
care.
her name is big enough to return at Royal Rumble for
Soul
people to care.
Ruka.
Yes, so she's the one I think has that sort of Roxanne Perez debut moment. I know she's been working main event like dark matches as well, so I think logically she's moving up to the main roster. She hasn't really been used much at all in NXT here recently, so I think the signs are there that she's gone.
Sonya Deville.
Yes.
I hope I didn't say yes to too many names. Now I have my list in front of me. I don't think I'd say yes to too many names. Yes, I got Sonya. I didn't have Sol Ruka on my list, but I had her as a possibility, but not in my top 30. Stephanie Vakir, no. Stevie Turner, no. Tam Paxley, no. Thea Hale, no. I would like to see Thea on the main roster, but
I think it would be fun. I have a theory on, and we'll talk about this when we review Raw, of what I think they should do with Andre Chase University. But we'll talk about that when we get to
Raw. Tiffany Stratton. No, I think she's involved in the title picture, title matches. Some girl I never heard of, so I'm not going to say her or whatever. Tyra May Steele. No, I don't know who that is.
Yeah, she literally has not been on NXT ever. So,
Valhalla, no.
She
looks like she's currently inactive. It says. Wendy Chu, no. Ren Sinclair, no. Zarya, no. Zelina Vega, yes. Zoe Stark, yes. And that's the end of the roster as far as SmackDown Hotel.
So the reason SmackDown Hotel doesn't have them is because technically she's a free agent. But the only other person on my list we haven't mentioned is Becky Lynch, and because so I don't like that SmackDown Hotel doesn't have her on the roster until she signed with AEW, which she won't. We have to assume she's a WWE superstar, but yeah, it's 100% certain she's coming back. Netflix wants her at the debut. She'll be on I'm sure she'll mention I'll be at Royal Rumble in February, so I think she does return.
I think I wrote Becky's name on the paper, but I think I kept her out the Rumble. Because I figure if she's not going to win it, why put her in it? You know what I'm saying? I feel like with Becky's name coming back because it's going to be January 6th is the Netflix thing.
Yeah.
So I think January 6th, when she comes back at Raw or whatever. I think somehow I don't know.
I could see a way where she's not at the beginning, but I do know Netflix wants her on Raw.
Oh, so it's not confirmed. It's not confirmed that she's going to be at the debut.
Right, at the debut. Yeah, I do know they want her on Raw, but I'm assuming she'll return at the Rumble. The hard part about predicting this Rumble, it's later than it typically is.
Yeah, because it's usually it's in January.
It's typically like the third week of January. Yeah.
Yes, it's a little hard to predict that, and then my problem is that I'm still in the mindset of Royal Rumble should be to elevate someone to get them there. I feel like if you're someone who's could be the top picture, no problem. You don't need the Rumble, you don't have to win it. But then again, people, record, imaginary records, imaginary Hall of Fame. I guess it was, statistics. Mm-hmm. Do you have any legends making a legend return?
I don't. And solely because Triple H has shown the last 2 years he doesn't want to lean on the legend return in the Rumble. I think there's also enough what I would call WWE main roster mainstays, the bodies that we just need to throw over the rope. I think we have enough of those that we don't need to. If something were to happen, it would be like a Trish or a Lita, and I just don't know if that'll get over.
Kelly.
I could see that one. So any other final thoughts on the women's rumble?
I know how they kind of like to include like the knockouts champion, which is who Masha
That's
Slamovich.
Masha Slamovich, and the problem with her is I don't know if she's a big enough like so with Jordan Grace. I think there was mutual interest between WWE and Jordan Grace on being there. I don't know if Masha's I mean, I wouldn't pass up on the opportunity, but I don't know if she feels more like an AEW-esque, like that she wants to work the indies and all of that. So I don't know if she's the type of name or a big enough name to, a lot of the hardcore wrestlers will know who she is, like the hardcore fans. But there was a point like 3 years ago where she was like number 5 on the top 150 women. And I'm like, who the fuck? And I was like, who the fuck is this person? So I just don't know if she's a big enough name for it to be like a surprise that I'm at. Like when Mickie James came over, like that was a big return. Even Jordan Grace last year, you could build her up because of her body size. Masha just looks like random created women's wrestler number 12. So, the only person I could see them using from TNA would be Dana Brooke or Ash by Elegance, just because people know who she is. I don't see much other like crossover from TNA in the women's. In the men's, I think we could get a lot more.
A new segment for this show. Who sold my parlay this week? Darius Garland and Jaylen Brown. You guys sold my parlay this week, okay? I have 14-leg parlay tonight. Everything hit except for I need Darius Garland to score 15 points. He only scored 8 tonight. I needed Jaylen Brown to score 20. He only got 17. All right. Shout out to Peyton Pritchard for hitting his parlay. Shout out to Evan Mobley. Shout out to Derek White. Shout out to Tatum twice. Shout out to Donovan Mitchell. All right. Shout out to y'all for hitting your parlays in your legs, okay? Your legs of the parlay. But, you guys selling.
Speaking of selling, let's move on to we know this is a wrestling podcast, but this has some correlation with WWE. Last Friday, we had the Jake Paul Mike Tyson fight, and Netflix was not prepared for this.
This shit was garbage.
So I want to talk about the fight itself, and then ask the question: do you think there's any fear in Netflix with streaming live WWE product? So first off, what were your thoughts? So I don't care about the rest of the event. I will say Amanda Serrano got screwed. She fucking got robbed out of that fight. And outside of that should have been the main event. That got me fucking pumped. And then we lead into this Jake Paul, Mike Tyson. I don't even want to call it a fight. What were your thoughts on this sparring battle?
Shout out to the women. Y'all represented. Y'all should be the main event. Let's just say that Jake Paul and Mike Tyson fight was more scripted than SmackDown that Friday night. Okay? Let's just say that was the most scripted version of TV that we had that night. That match was terrible. 2-minute rounds are freaking stupid. Because as soon as it gets going, it's called like the round's over. It's stupid. They also used 14-ounce gloves, so even the hits that did land did less damage than they should have been doing. But Mike Tyson went at his sparring partner harder than he went at Jake Paul.
Yeah. So I have
terrible.
a theory, and I'm going to talk about this a lot more Friday. In the idea that as much as people hate it, Jake Paul is boxing. I'll explain that in a minute, or I'll explain it on a Friday. But my overall thoughts of this bout was, you could tell early Tyson was in it. The first 2 rounds, Tyson was going. But it looked like a lot of people were like, oh, his age showed up. No. What showed up was Jake Paul, because in like the 3rd round, they grabbed each other. They were together in the ropes. And then like Mike Tyson like gave him a little pat on the back. I'm assuming Jake Paul went up to and said, hey man, if you want this $20 million, you got to calm it down. We got to make it 8 rounds. Jake Paul got hit right in the face, and then they started hugging each other. And then Tyson didn't throw a punch. Tyson was definitely taking it easy. That's a lot of people, the commentators wanted to be like, oh, his legs, oh, he's old. No. He wanted to get paid. And that's what I thought this was from the beginning. Mike Tyson needed money. Jake Paul is a name that will make you money, as bad as it is. Not a lot of people like him, but that's just the way that it is. I thought it was going to be about as scripted as it was. I said it on Friday. I thought it was going to be a split draw, but in order for it to be a split draw, Tyson had to actually put up some sort of offense. And I think he just had to hold back because he knew if he actually started throwing punches, Jake Paul would get his ass knocked out. But that is what it is. I thought it was a complete waste of an hour and a half of my time because for whatever reason, boxing decides to have 30-minute intermissions between each match. But yeah, it was what I thought it would be. I hope anyone who listened and thought that I was crazy on Friday realized that when it comes to the Paul brothers, there's a way that they, make their money, and there's a strategy to it. It would not surprise me if Jake Paul shows up in WWE at some point. If he's done with I don't know what more you can do in the sport of boxing.
Fight a real boxer.
Right. That's the only other thing you can do, and that's never going to happen. So, he chooses his fighters on whoever can help him win, and he'll pay them. And that's essentially his strategy. But I'll talk more about Jake Paul on Friday.
Do you want to hear the trade that Nerdy D accepted that I sent him?
Oh God.
It's pending league vote. So don't be a bitch, all right? Accept it. All right. So I am trading Nerdy D. I'm giving him Geno Smith, Raheem Mostert, Tyreek Hill, David Nkoju, the tight end from the Browns.
Okay.
And Devontae Smith.
Okay.
So those 5 people for Christian McCaffrey.
Okay.
And Drake London.
I don't hate it. The only reason I personally wouldn't have made that trade was because Drake London has a bye week this week.
Yeah, I know.
But if you go into that and you have enough players to fill that role, that's fine. He's like a top 5 receiver this year. McCaffrey, he's back. He's probably going to play the rest of the year. That's fine. You gave him a bunch of nobodies. So, outside of Tyreek and Devontae. See, the thing with Devontae Smith is he plays on the Eagles and they have to spread the ball around, so he doesn't get a lot of points.
That's what I'm saying.
So
you want to know? I traded him all that, but you want to know who I kept on this roster? I kept Baker Mayfield. I kept Devon Achane. I kept Terry McLaurin.
Yeah.
I kept Trey McBride. I kept James Cook, Amari Cooper, Tyler Lockett. I kept Mike Gesicki and Young Ho Koo, my kicker.
Yeah,
I'm dropping him.
I know it's spelled Young Ho, but it's actually pronounced Young Quay. I don't understand that pronunciation. I call him Young Hoku because that's how it's spelled, but it's Young Hoku. It's not a bad trade. Nerdy definitely is just selling at this point because he's 0-11. So, if it was the other way around, though, you giving him Tyreek, that might be like the secret sauce to give him that first win.
Tyreek been ass this year.
Yeah, yeah. But let's move over to something else that's been asked the last few weeks. That's Monday Night Raw.
Facts.
So I wrote down a couple questions that I had that I want to discuss. But first off, what were your overall thoughts of the episode? It was pre-taped, so a lot of us knew it was going to happen.
So, I had Raw on, what I'm saying? It was on the other side of the room. And I was sitting here playing 2K.
Mm-hmm. This man was trying to break records.
But by the way, you're talking to the new single game 3-pointers made a single game leader. And you're talking to the new points in a game leader and field goals made in a game. All right. So I top Will Chamberlain and Steph Curry. You know what I'm saying? All while being part of the greatest franchise in NBA history, the Boston Celtics. But I had the TV on, and I'm glad they kind of got the spoilers out the way early as far as the women were concerned. They kind of got that out the way. Still not answering my question on why Bianca's cool with Iyo Sky but not Bailey. Because Iyo was in charge of damage control, and Iyo cashed in on Bianca. But somehow it's still fuck Bailey, and Iyo, you're cool. I don't know. Seems a little bit racist to me. I don't know. No joking. But yeah, they're still gotta solve that. The women's War Games match is lacking a little star power in certain aspects. Like you got Candice LeRae and Naomi.
I don't necessarily. Yeah, so that's the first segment. With it being the first segment of the show, you mentioned my first question. Why are Bianca and Iyo friends? Makes no sense. Why are they good now? But as far as the match, I don't necessarily think it lacks star power. That's not my main concern. My main concern is it lacks story. If you would have built a reason for, they did a half-hearted job with why Candice LeRae is part of the team. She won the match for Nia where Tiffy couldn't. But even still, why would Tiffy not be why are you friends with her? I don't know. It just makes no sense to me. But the Raw side of this, or the face side of this, makes no sense. The pairing, Nia or not Nia, or Jade, Bianca, Naomi makes sense. The other two, what this was is they just said we got 3 good stories in the women's division. We're just going to put them all together. So that's my first question that I want answered. Is Bianca, look, what's up with you and Iyo? Why are you accepting help from Iyo at this point? Is there not someone else you could have gone to that's your friend? That you could have. I don't know. So the second question that I have, and I'm going a little bit out of order here from how it actually happened on the show. This is how I remembered it. My second question was, why should I care about the War Raiders? Nothing's different.
I mean, so to defend them a little bit, they're very good in the ring, especially for big guys, very agile big guys. Not only do they show off their strength and their power, but their agility for what they are is big men. They're agile, fairly agile. They went from being Vikings to being kind of more like badass, like biker gang kind of guys. Just kind of just badass guys. They don't have the dirty feet gremlin that comes through with them anymore. They left her dirty feet ass at home. And they're just
So let me answer my own question.
Men's men. I don't know.
Let me answer my own question. As to what I think WWE wants you to care about, and that's the fact that as War Machine on the Indies, they were one of the top tag teams in ROH history. Here's the problem with that. No one gives a fuck about ROH. And like I just Triple H has this issue with like expecting us to care about their independent career when 90% of your audience has probably never seen it. And so they're trying to create something that was, 5 years, 10 years in the past, and it's just not working for me. Like
see, here's why you should care, okay?
Okay.
Because this War Raiders, okay, well, when they win the titles from the Judgment Day, and they have that banger of a match against American Made, the Creed brothers, okay, you're gonna be creaming your pants, okay, at WrestleMania Backlash, okay, you're gonna be creaming your pants at Backlash when was the War Raiders versus the Creed brothers.
So here's a problem with that, because that's actually my next question is, why is American Made still a thing? Can you imagine, and I'm going to cover this on Friday as well, the question, well, it's actually my next question. So there's two questions sort of paired together. Why is American Made still a thing? And who has actually benefited from the Wyatt Sicks? I'm going to go in on the Wyatt Sicks on Friday. I'll just 100%, this fair warning. So I'm going to let you answer that question. But American Made loses every time they're on the screen, whether it's the Creeds, they lose. If it's Chad Gable, he loses. If Chad Gable and Ivy Nile are doing a mixed gender tag match, they lose to LWO of all people. Rey Mysterio apparently can't put anyone over. So I don't understand what the whole point of spending money, marketing American Made, creating vignettes, creating new logos, creating merch, just for them to lose every time they're in the ring.
I got a simple answer for you, okay? Simple answer. Long-term storytelling.
And the problem with that is the problem with that is there's no interest. If you build interest in the team and then have them like go through struggles, but they're also like the heel tag team. They're supposed to be like breaking rules to win matches and shit, and they can't even do that.
Yeah, no, I pointed this out. I think last week. It might have been this week. I think it might have been. It was either last week or this week. I was like, why is like the America themed like tag team like heels?
Right. So I'll have you answer my Wyatt Sicks question, because I'll answer it on Friday. Who's actually benefited from them being on the roster?
There's
the answer.
JoJo. I don't know. JoJo. I don't know.
Yeah, you're right.
Her kids' bank accounts. I don't know.
Yeah, you're right. That's about it.
I'm not really the Wyatt Sicks kind of guy. I mean, like, it is brought them back as like some guys who just like are just weirdos and jump people. That's fine. But like the supernatural aspect or whatever that they like borderline do is stupid.
Right.
Nikki Cross is kind of dumb. I don't know.
So I want to sort of give a preview of my rant that I'm going to give on Friday, and that is, I told you guys when they debuted, everyone was saying, well, as long as they don't go supernatural, it'll be fine. And my counter argument to that was, to make this work, it has to be supernatural. The entire gimmick is supernatural. And they've fallen right into exactly what I said they would do. They turned it supernatural because it has to be. But with it being supernatural, it's corny, makes no sense. And none of the promos that happen with it the last few weeks have made any sense. I don't know what's going on with The Miz. I don't know what's going on with Cross. I don't know what's going on with Bo Dallas. Bro Dallas apparently can grow a beard super ass quick and grow his bro look like Bray Wyatt.
Yeah, they're taking too long to tell their story. Like, I still don't know why they're here.
Yeah, they've given us a bunch of random like scenes, but they haven't connected them or giving any motivation as to why this is happening.
Like, it's okay just to let Bray Wyatt's thoughts rest. Like, just let his creativity rest.
Right. So what I would do if I'm Triple H with this segment is do something that like wakes Bo Dallas up from this like craziness, and then have him like come out like the next week and with the Bo leave sign running around the ring, and regular Bo Dallas is back, and then regular Joe Gacy, maybe like a detransition from this cult type gimmick to bring him back.
I think Joe Gacy and Dexter Lumis should just be a tag team.
Yeah.
I like them together as a tag team.
I think
the odd one out was Eric Rowan. He's the odd one out.
Yeah, but he can easily transition back in with like Braun Strowman or something, or just be like Eric Redbeard. You could just be like Eric Rowan, or I mean, he had single runs before.
Yeah, but I mean, I think Joe Gacy and Lumis should be a tag team.
I think it would
if you want to keep Rowan as like muscle, keep him. But like,
I think it would just be funny though if like Nikki Cross just came back dressed as like Nikki ASH as if nothing happened, and we just don't talk about the fact that she was, crawling under the ring and shit.
Yeah.
My next question is, with the men's War Games, the way they ended the show, they sort of left it open-handed, like on a cliffhanger. So the question is, I got two questions. Is Seth Rollins the actual fifth man? Because it never got confirmed last night. It's leaning that way, but is he going to be the actual fifth man? What's your thought?
Yes, I think it'll be the fifth man. And if not, I think it'll be The Rock, and then The Rock turns on them in War Games, like The Rock is the last person to enter War Games.
So, and The Rock,
right.
So those make the most logical sense. I've heard some rumors though that it might be CM Punk, and I actually like that. The whole idea of being like Paul Heyman, they somehow finally get in touch with Paul Heyman on Friday. He's in touch with Punk, and Punk says, "I'll do you a favor." Because if we remember that promo like a while ago when Punk and Paul Heyman were in the ring, Paul Heyman was like, "You owe me a favor" or whatever. So that's the favor, and it's CM Punk. It makes a little bit of sense, not really. But adding Bronson Reed and Seth Rollins into the story makes zero sense either, which leads to my second question of just completely illogical booking. Why is WWE gaslighting us about Seth Rollins? Seth Rollins out here acting like Roman Reigns is some tyrant. Like, why would he like you, Seth? You turned on him like 10 years ago.
Okay.
That's
10 years ago.
But you're the problem. Right, but if you turn on me, why would I trust you to not turn on me again?
No, okay, but let's not act like during Roman's whole tribal chief reign, that when he went back to go face Seth Rollins, who was now a face at this point. Seth was a face, and they had that match at Extreme Rules or whatever it was. No, it wasn't Extreme Rules. It was
they had a match at Rumble that ended in DQ.
Yeah, the match at Rumble. That ended DQ because Roman just sort of low blowed him. He kicked him in the nuts or whatever. And then Seth never got a rematch for the title after that. He never got another match on it. He got screwed out of it.
Right. I feel like my whole problem is and then
WrestleMania when Roman hit him in the back with the chair and everything.
Right. So that plays into my bigger point. Is Seth Rollins gets thrown into these stories completely randomly. Why are we undoing the booking from a year ago where Cody and Seth have now turned around and may potentially team with the guy they were just fighting in April? So I don't understand Triple H's booking here. I hope it's not Seth Rollins. I really don't want it to be The Rock either. I think there's a much more easier way to get The Rock versus Roman not having a turn from The Rock, having him actually fight. I like the Punk idea. I'm hoping that's what happens. I've heard other Paul Heyman guys, Ryback.
Brock Lesnar.
Be Brock Lesnar. Ryback. No, I'm kidding. If it's Ryback, I'm turning the TV off. Curtis Axel. I'm kidding. And then my last question, Dakota Kai had a vignette where she basically stated like she's ready to be a champion. So my question is, does this sort of like slowly just mean that damage control is over with? Because they haven't really addressed it. What's going on with them? Did they lose or did they beat PFC in Dakota's return? I think they won. I think they won. I don't remember. It's kind of weird that they're pushing her in the singles run, and technically she's still part of a tag team. Do you think damage control is over with?
I think Dakota might go on her own. I think they're probably split them at the shake up or the draft.
Mm-hmm.
I think Dakota will get drafted to another show. I think Iyo might go on her own too pretty soon. I think they're waiting for Asuka to get back, and you kind of pair Asuka and Kyrie together, and then Iyo will do her own thing.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm not quite sure. I mean, if you know, with Dakota going on her own, will Dakota have a better run as a face or a heel?
right.
What side of the fence do we put Dakota on?
Dakota's a better heel, but she's so beloved. She sort of have that Liv Morgan type fan base on Twitter. That I feel like she has to be. I think she has to be a face. Though Liv's fans are toxic as shit, so they don't care what she is. They're gonna support her no matter what. I think she's a better heel. I just don't know how they'll go around doing it. So I think ultimately what they're going to do is have her turn on damage control, and then maybe that'll probably be her first singles feud is with Iyo, and then with Kyrie, and then that maybe she picks up wins against them. I don't know. I'm trying not to get my hopes up because Dakota Kai is one of my favorites, and so when everyone's like, "Oh, she's going to be champion," I'm like, trying not to get my hopes up for her to get cut like Indy did. So, so that's all my. Anything else you want to talk about with Raw?
Not necessarily Raw, but it kind of made me think of it when we were going over our Women's Royal Rumble. Is to kind of float a question back at you that we talked about earlier this year to a certain extent. Do you think the women's roster is good enough to have their own brand, their own TV show? No. No. Well, it's different than will people watch it, then are they good enough? You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
It's kind of like with women's basketball, players are good, but do we want to watch it?
Right. So I think they're good enough to have like an hour-long show right now. The issue does then come in, like, does it make logical sense to have it because people probably won't tune in to watch it. But I think there's enough of them. I think it would be beneficial to run an hour-long just women's wrestling show.
You think that's probably what SmackDown is. SmackDown's half of it is a women's show.
Right. Shit, that's what fucking NXT is half the time. Half of NXT, shit.
3/4 of NXT is the women's storylines.
But I would like because let's give CW something else to promote. I think an hour show on CW. It's not like CW has anything going on in primetime TV anyway. Like primetime on a Thursday.
Now. The crazy thing is, what if WWE can get a show, a 2-hour show, and just it's women's only brand, and what if that can get the numbers, bigger numbers than AEW? It makes AEW like the fifth show now, or the sixth show.
Right. Yeah. No. Yeah. That's some good news on that aspect. This Rampage seems to be done. They've released their early schedule for July. North Carolina gets January. We get 2 shows here next year in January. So I might go. Who knows? I might.
Oh, I'm going to SmackDown December 13th and December 20th.
I mean, you get that double taping.
Yeah, so I'll be at 2 shows in one night. So keep out for your boy. He probably won't see me. I probably won't bring a sign. I might bring a sign, but I probably won't. But hey, I was really wondering next week. You know what I'm saying? Next week for our Let's Get Cooking. How would you organize and promote a women's only brand? Who you put in your main picture, your mid card? Are you keeping 2 world titles, or you just gonna drop it down to 1 world title? You know, I'm thinking, you know, just a quick splurge. You know, I'm thinking maybe like a world title, a tag title, a mid card, and a lower card. You know what I'm saying? I think you can get some cooking from there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Okay.
What kind of stories can you tell between women that doesn't include a title? Let's push WWE's creativity.
Asking Triple H to be creative is funny. Anyway, we only have one question, and I haven't really prepared for it. I just now saw it from B Master. Who is your top 5 heels? He didn't say of all time or current, so I'm gonna go with current. Your problem with WWE heels is they're all corny as shit. So I'm gonna take the easy answer, and I'm gonna go Solo, Jacob, Tama. No, I'm kidding. Solo's definitely one of them. Jacob's another. Obo's not really a heel, but Ethan Page. Okay, Ethan Page. This new Ridge Holland on NXT, perfect. I like this new aggressive Ridge Holland. And I don't know if he's technically a heel. We're gonna leave WWE for a minute. But just because everyone fucking hates this dude, and I think the gimmick's hilarious as shit, Chris Jericho, with his learning tree gimmick, it's supposed to be a heel gimmick, and they're just biting it, and they bit the fruit. Chris Jericho's hilarious. He shouldn't be fucking wrestling all the time. He shouldn't be ROH champion, but I just think it's funny how people don't realize if they would just stop reacting to him, they would kick him off TV. But so that's my top 5 heels.
I'm gonna give B-Master my top 5 all time.
Okay.
All right. And what comes to be my top heels, like, I'm thinking back to when I watch TV, their music would hit or they pop up on the screen, and I would just hate to see them, or I would just boo them, or I couldn't stand seeing they fucking faces. Okay.
Doink the
so no, JBL's up there all time.
Yeah,
JBL's music.
JBL was a menace, motherfucking menace.
Say when he was facing my boys Eddie Guerrero or JBL. I mean, John Cena. Oh my God, Rey Mysterio. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't stand him. Another guy, probably the Big Show, especially when he was I think he was on Raw, and they're having the Survivor Series, and like it was when him and Kane were on the Raw Survivor Series team, and I think Batista and Ray were the tag team representing SmackDown at the time, and like they were like going on each other's shows or whatever, like what's it called? What was it called when they infiltrate or no? What's the word we're looking for?
Wish I could
not take over, not infiltrate, not take over. When they would invade, they would invade the other show, So I can vividly remember Big Show and Kane. I think they put Big Show through the announce. I mean, they put Batista through the announce table.
Kane was a whole ass menace himself. Back in like early 2000s, that motherfucker was lighting people on fire.
That was before I watched. When he was when he let Jay on fire, that was before I watched. It was just before I watched. Edge, another heel I couldn't stand seeing. All right, but just know I stayed up late for that live sex celebration. I stayed up late for that. They hyped up for like a week or two. I was ready. My TV, I was in front of my TV, volume turned down so nobody could hear it. I was sitting right in front of it, so only I could hear it. Those are the days. JBL, Big Show, Edge.
That boy Triple H.
Couldn't stand Eric Bischoff when he was the GM. Bischoff as GM, always hold my man Cena down. I was always trying to keep him down. Another heel I didn't like, and I'm glad when he got his comeuppance, was Matt Striker. All right.
Well, that's a name I ain't heard of forever.
Matt Striker, especially on ECW when he was doing his teacher stuff. Couldn't stand Matt Striker. Fuck Matt Striker.
Some of them.
Fuck Jonathan Coachman.
Jonathan Coach. I just thought. You remember Alex Riley?
Yeah.
Bro, fucking hated that dude.
He should have got pushed.
Yeah, he should have.
This man had the fucking one of the best theme songs for no reason.
Him and fucking Justin Gabriel. Justin Gabriel should have been pushed a lot more than he was. Motherfucker ended up being a fucking rabbit.
Oh, fuck the Miz. Fuck Val Venus. No, not Val Venus. Sorry, not Val Venus. I meant Simon Dean.
Simon Dean. Oh God.
Yeah, fuck Simon Dean.
All right, well let's transition to
Eminem. Oh my God.
Oof.
Always fighting my favorite tag teams on SmackDown.
Can you imagine though if Motor City Machine Guns was in that tag division?
Oh, them versus like London and Kendrick.
Right.
Oh my God. I
mean, crazy. Let's transition though to Thirsty Tuesday. We'll get this thing going. I'm posting the pictures now for the vote to begin. So we're Team WavyD versus Team WeTooDeep again. So we got Zendaya versus Haley Steinfeld. To be a close matchup. We got Scarlett Johansson versus Ilona Meyer. Jennifer Lopez versus Jennifer Lawrence. J-Lo versus J-Law. And then BB Rexa versus Vanessa Hudgens. Y'all know what y'all need to do. Y'all need to go in that Discord. Y'all need to vote. Hopefully there's no ties. If there is a tie, as you know, I'll flip the coin on Friday and post that on Friday. What's your thoughts on these matchups?
Did you change BB Rex's photo?
No, sir, I did not.
I could have sworn we saw a little bit more of her bigness the last time we saw her.
No, sir, that's the same photo.
And you got Jennifer Lopez's yams all out, but you're cutting off J-Lo. I mean Jennifer Lawrence's.
Oh, I can't have her. You got her fucking laying sideways.
You cut her yams out. put Jennifer Lopez to the left a little bit. There's some room over there. Push her to the left. You gotta slide Jennifer Lawrence in there somewhere. You're rigging this. You're not showing the yams off.
They can do their own research.
Hello. Yeah. All right.
Oh man. All right, so the vote's open. Any final words before we get on out of here?
Yeah, make sure y'all do your research, okay? Remember who held y'all down when y'all was trying to learn the choreography or when you want to decide between being a basketball player or an actor, okay? You know what I'm saying, a Broadway singer. Who held you down? Vanessa Hudgens, okay? Remember, who saved the country and the districts from the evil rulers? Jennifer Lawrence did, okay? Save, you know what I'm saying? That's that Mockingbird shit. I was saying, who sacrificed her life that way Thanos can get his snap undone? Scarlett Johansson did that. Remember, she gave her life for y'all. And who shuck it up so you could shake it up? You know what I'm saying? Who was shaking it up while you were shaking it? Zendaya, okay?
Look here now. James up here voting. He went straight Team Wavy D.
That's what I'm talking about, James. The winners over here vote. James voted for one of your girls.
He did. I lied.
Hey, Jennifer Lawrence already got 2 votes over J-Lo.
That's crazy.
And
all right, well,
yeah, there we go.
We'll check in on these on Friday. We'll announce the winners there, and then we're in the 3rd round. We'll see how this goes. But other than that, thank y'all for watching and listening. Don't forget, like, share, subscribe, share with your friends. And don't forget to tune in Friday when I do my solo episode. Join the Discord. We'd love to have you and have conversation there. And don't forget, also, I'll plug in the casual community. They couldn't have a live show today with their sports show. So, I think Nerdy D said he's going to post that. They recorded it. I guess they have crappy internet. But Thursday, they're going to do their Hear Me Out stuff. It's going to be fun this week. I can't wait for Wavy to see my list. So outside of that, we'll see y'all next week. Go show some love to the casual community. And y'all have a great rest of your day.
So hit that subscribe, come along for the ride. AEW, WE, we're always on side. From fantasy booking to baddies that slay. Slap and meet wrestling every Tuesday.